Toby, your dog does not look pleased with you.
He's fine.
He's like,
He's like,
he's
like,
"Get
you
the
stop
fuck
touching
off."
me.
Yeah, he's like, don't touch me there. What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of the Geek Cast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru, and I am joined once again by both of my friends here. I got Toby from the UK. What is up, Toby?
What is up, Bobby?
How are you doing today, sir?
I am very well.
And the other guy from Scotland, Alan, is back. What is up, Alan?
All right, guys, I'm alive.
You're done
alive.
crashing cars this week?
I'm done crashing cars.
Good. So, we are going to kick this show off like we do every episode with our Geek Outs. So I'm going to save Toby's Geek Out because I think he's got to build the courage to spit it out. So we'll go with Alan first. Alan, what are you geeking out about this week?
I'm going to continue my 3-week, if you ignore the absences, geek out of Arrow and Flash. I swear to God, I'm in love. Constantine was on this week. Have you seen it yet, Bobby?
Yes, man. It can't get no better, can it? Like every week,
has to
it
come
just
back.
they just keep outdoing themselves every week. I love it.
I know, and when I'm watching that, all I can think is they've given him the reason to come back, without spoiling it. That way he gives Oliver at the end. I think they've got a tie for him coming back at the end of the series, and it's all going to tie together.
Well, I think he's going to definitely come back. I think he's going to help with Dark. But I think it's definitely they've set it up. I think their best play is to either pull him to CW, pull that show to CW,
Please, yes.
or throw him on Legends of Tomorrow. I would almost like to see them very quickly eliminate Captain Freeze as one of the Legends of Tomorrow. Huh? Oh, Captain Cold. Captain Cold. Why did I say Freeze? Captain Cold. I don't understand even why he's on there, but whatever. I would like to see them just kick him out and then make it with put Constantine in there.
He made the episode. I'm with you. I want CW to pick it up. I actually think what they should do, personally, I'm a huge Supernatural fan. That's kind of waning now. I just feel like this season and last season are interchangeable, not really great.
Mm-hmm.
Get us a new season of Constantine. But the other tie-in with Flash and Arrow is I'm actually more hyped than ever for Legends of Tomorrow, and I have been, Bobby, I've been cold on that since.
Oh no, I'm hyped for it because I like how they're building it all together, man. They're pulling everybody in.
That's it. They're bringing it by all these little reveals are kind of making me go, oh, I can't wait now, and especially the Palmer. Audio.
Yeah.
It's like yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So myself, I am geeking out for. If you're watching the video right there on my shelf behind me, I just picked up Rob the Robot, the Famicom Rob the Robot. So this was one that we all discussed, and what got me hyped about it, or why I'm excited about it, was when I originally saw it. I was actually doing the Amiibo episode with you, Alan, on your podcast a long time ago, and it's a couple months ago. It was like 2-3 months ago, I think. Yeah. And when we were doing that episode, I was sitting there and I was flickering through, and that guy had them for sale for like $60 on eBay, and I almost bought it. And I was like, I don't know. I'll make him an offer and see if he comes down. And then you were even like, well, see if he'll take it for $2 for cheaper. Yeah. And finally, he came back and he really didn't lower the price any. And I said, screw it, I'll just hang on. And then PlayAsia went up. And I held out, and I said, I'm not going to buy them off PlayAsia just because PlayAsia just takes forever to ship stuff. Like, it takes you weeks to get stuff. Mm-hmm. So then I looked on eBay, and I found one. I paid a little bit more. I paid $25 rather than $19, so $5 more, or they did. PlayAsia is $19.99, so I paid $5 more. I paid $25. Shipping was the same price as PlayAsia, and I got them in like a week, so I was happy about that. That was just awesome. I'm
impressed you got it so quick. Yeah. I've got mine. He's not going to arrive till December, but it cost me £28. So.
Yeah, no, this guy, I get stuff. I bought other stuff from him in the past, and other Amiibo, and he's just like boom, boom. He don't play no games, man. He gets it, and the packing, like these Japanese guys, man, they are meticulous for detail. Like. The packaging, you would think this guy, like they're charging a little bit more than like it would cost me in the United States, but it's only a couple dollars more. And you would think that like the money they're charging, like you would just get like whatever thrown in a box. They like bubble wrap it. They got newspaper in the box. Like the taping is all tape. I mean, they really take care of their stuff. Like, and the boxes when you open them up, the packaging is pristine. Like I'm not, you guys know, like I'm not really like an inbox guy. I have ended up keeping Rob in the box just because it's a Japanese exclusive. It's got the Japanese writing on it, and I kind of just wanted to kind of leave it like that. But for the most part, I open every single one of my amiibo, but this packaging is pristine. Like, it is perfect. And I'm like, it's just amazing, these guys, man. Seriously. So that's what I'm geeking out about. So now we're on to the Death March. Toby, what are you geeking out about?
Well, I don't know if you remember a few weeks. Well, was it a few weeks ago? It was about a month or two ago. Bobby was talking about a company that he'd found called First Four Figures, and they are basically this company that makes specialized statues of gaming characters. I think they range from about 12 inches to 30 inches or so. So they're quite big. And and Bobby was like talking about moving on from Amiibo onto collecting these First Four Figures instead. So we checked out the website. We both liked all the stuff, but they're a lot pricier than Amiibo. But they're a lot more limited in their run. So whereas Amiibo, you'll get thousands and thousands and thousands of them made. These will have like 750 made, or maybe 2,500 at most. So they're quite rare in comparison. So I was umming and ahhing for a while about whether I should get into it or not. And then the other day, they unveiled a new one that's coming out next year, which is based on the Shenmue villain Lan Di. And it's a First Four Figures exclusive, because like some of their figures they sell on other websites like GameStop and that, but these ones, like the exclusive ones, you can only get through their website. And they're a bit more pricier. Their design is usually just slightly different in some way. So this one, instead of being on like a wooden like dojo floor, he's on like standing on the mirror from the game, one of the rare Phoenix mirrors, and he just looks so awesome. He's a 12-inch one, and he's got his one arm behind his back. You can change one of his arms, so he's either, I think you can have it so both arms are behind his back, or one's like forward, like he's thrusting forward. And he's got like his dragon like outfit on, and he's like green patterned sleeves and that, and he just looks amazing. So
yeah, I collect Sideshow for Batman, and Sideshow does exclusives, and it's always a slight variation between the actual one. Like an example is I bought the Batman Sideshow. They call them premium format. It's 36 inches tall. The base is like huge. Base is like 6 inches. Has a huge gargoyle head on it. It's amazing. The difference between the exclusive and the one that I bought, I just bought the regular one. The hand in Batman's right hand, he's holding a batarang. In mine, he's not holding anything. But it comes with both the exclusive and the non-exclusive. Came with two heads. The one Batman has longer ears. The other one has shorter ears. So when you get into the statue collecting side of things, a lot of times you'll get that, where there's the exclusive and the non-exclusive, and there's slight variations. The exclusives are always worth more money. The non-exclusives are worth money as well, but you won't get quite as much. With these, the First Four Figures, I bought the Mario Tanuki suit, or not the Mario Cat suit that just came out. I bought the exclusive. I didn't buy the Ultra exclusive. The Ultra exclusive was even a smaller set, but it was like that, so like a it was shiny, and I didn't like the paint job on it. So I went with the exclusive, which came with the block and like the cat bell and all that stuff. Yours sounds awesome, like the change, like the arms and stuff. Like you can, and it's cool because you can pose them. But the cool thing that I think you're going to like about these, and this is what I've been trying to, explain to you during this whole process, was you can actually take these out of the packaging and you can display them, and they hold their value. They do not lose value. Like the Amiibo, I take them out of the package. but I don't ever plan on reselling them, so I don't ever worry about that. But at the same time, I know that I can never sell any of my amiibo and get top dollar for them. Like, I could sell this Rob the Robot, whatever, 15 years down the line or whenever I get tired of it, and I could at least hold my value on it because it's still in package. But with a statue, just keep the box, store the box. You could display the statue and you don't have to worry about it. And it's awesome, man.
And this exclusive, like, normally the exclusive runs are limited, like, to a much smaller batch size. So the non-exclusive Landy, they're making 750 of them, but the exclusive one, they've opened it up for pre-orders for 2 weeks, and whatever gets pre-ordered in that 2-week period, that's going to be the cut-off point of how many they make. So if they only sell 100 pre-orders in that 2-week period, then there's only going to be 100 exclusives made. So
that's a good way to do it.
Even more rare.
It is, and let me show you some comparison, just so people can get a grasp on this. So, when Sideshow first started doing DC, when they bought the license from DC, the first statue they put out was Joker. Now, Joker had the non-exclusive, and they had the exclusive. The difference was the head. They both had the one head that I have that it came with, but they had an additional head that where he had the hat from the Killing Joke, and he had this real vicious-looking look on his face. Now, when Sideshow put those out, my numbers could be off a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, they did like 3,000 of the regular edition and like another 3,500, or I think they did 3,500 of the regular and then like another 3,000 of the special edition. It's 6,500 pieces that they put out. When that lot sold out, those statues doubled in price immediately. Now, you take a statue like you have, where it's even more extremely limited, it's going to triple, quadruple its value easily. I saw a statue that I believe First Four Figures did, but I'm not really 100% sure, at the comic book shop that I am. It's of Samus, and she's like in like the silver, like the dark. It's like the dark suit Samus, like the silverish look, and she's kind of posed like her legs kicked out, and she's in one of those like getting ready to shoot poses. Her visor lights up, the gun lights up, all that stuff. When they first put them out, they were $200. They're like $1,000 now.
Wow.
So statues are an investment in my mind. Like, you get them, and it's without a shadow of a doubt. Like, you can always move statues later on in life, and it's an investment. Like, the statues I have, I probably put, no lie, I probably put about $5,000 to $6,000, maybe a little bit more, in statues out of my pocket.
Damn.
The value of my statues is like $15,000, $20,000 now. So it holds without a shadow of a doubt its value, and I think that you made a great purchase. I'm
yeah, I mean, altogether with the shipping, because they ship from the United States, I think, and the shipping was $40. So I think I paid like the equivalent of 180 something pounds in total, which
is not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a 12-inch figure, so it's not huge, but
no.
I think I'm going to get much more out of it than the amiibos, because especially if I can take it out of its packaging and display it properly.
Yeah.
I mean, because Bobby and you have always, for folk that don't know, these two can gas on Messenger like you cannot believe, and it's always like links back and forth. And I come in a conversation at the end, and I'm like, I have no idea. I'm not scrolling back through all that. But First Four Figures, I would love to buy, like the Metal Gear Rex, that one, the Mario Special Edition that you showed me. I was tempted. I nearly did buy it. I've got nowhere to put them. You know, that's my biggest problem. When I finally get my own place, that's when I might start looking at a couple. Probably not many, but
yeah, that's the thing too. I assure you, though, the problem is once you start down the rabbit hole, it's very hard to get out of it. Like, I've spent so much money on statues, but the main thing is you got to not get into just buying them just to buy them. You have to really. I got to that point where I was just buying them because it was Batman and it was new, And then I hit that point where I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta buy what's really jumps to me. And the statues I have now, like, really speak to me. Like, I walk down and I'm like, I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, I don't have a favorite when I go down in my basement because I'm not sure which is the best that I have. So the first 4 figure ones, they'll stay up here in the game room because they're video game themed. But seriously, I'm like excited that Toby did this. And this is where I talked about last week when we had our questions where we discussed, and I said, like, this is where I save money. This is where you need to put a little, and I even did it to Toby yesterday. I was like, look, when's the statue come out? He told me. I was like, all right, look, this is what you do. $8 a week. You can afford $8 a week. Put $8 a week away, and by the time this thing launches, it's paid off. It's a no-brainer. And that's where you have to look at it and try to figure out, like, what's the best means to do it. And I think you're gonna love it. You're gonna get it.
Definitely.
It's awesome.
I might have to start doing the same thing.
So let's shift a little bit. What are you guys playing? Toby, what are you playing this week?
All right, so I'm playing. I played 4 games this week.
Mm-hmm.
I played a bit more Triforce Heroes,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to admit, it's becoming less and less appealing to me playing it on my own. Like I played through the second lot of levels, and it just felt tedious. It didn't feel fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried it online with randoms, and when it worked, it was kind of fun,
Mm-hmm.
but we couldn't, like, because there was no voice chat. It was just tapping the icons for, like, over here or totem here or do this and do that. But then we got to the end of the area after the 3 levels or 4 levels, and it was after the 3 levels. Just as we got into the last level, the connection was lost. So I couldn't complete it. So it didn't count or anything. So I mean, I think you get the rupees that you picked up, but yeah, it was, I don't know, it just didn't work. My first time using it didn't work properly, so I don't know if I'll try again unless it's with people that I know.
It's horrible that they don't let you play with other regions. That's the worst.
Yeah, so I played a bit more Assassin's Creed. That was pretty good.
How are you liking that?
I'm liking it. I'm sort of, now I've done the first little area of the game. It's opened up to, like, the whole of London, and it's suddenly quite overwhelming. You've got, like, areas you can go for the story missions, but there's, like, 3 or 4 main missions you can go to, and exploring London, like, just running around getting your carriages to places, it's just, like, huge. And like I said, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed by it. And a lot of the time you go into an area where the enemies are much higher level than you, so if you get in a fight, especially with the policeman early on, you're going to get your butt kicked. And, like, I wanted to check out the Fight Club, because you could do, like, bare knuckle fighting in like this underground club and earn money. So I ran all the way there, and, like, on my way I got into some trouble, and I was, like, running for ages trying to get away from the police and that. But yeah, it's quite fun. I'd say it's not as fun as Black Flag so far, though. Black Flag is amazing. I also played Resident Evil Revelations 2, which is, I think that's designed for co-op gameplay as well, in the same way that Triforce Heroes is mainly a co-op game. This Resident Evil game is mainly a co-op game, because there's 2 main characters at all times, and you can play it split-screen multiplayer, and one of your characters is Claire Redfield, and she uses, like, shotguns and pistols and stuff, and then the sidekick character is Barry Burton's daughter, but she doesn't like firearms, so she carries the torch around, and she shines it on enemies. She can stun enemies by shining the light in their eye, or she can find hidden objects by shining the torch around. And, you can pick up items and swap them between 2 characters. But again, I'm playing this game on my own, so I feel a bit frustrated when the second character isn't doing what I want them to do. Yeah. You can switch between them at any point and take over, but it becomes annoying when there's hidden items that the co-op character won't find unless you switch. So you find that you're constantly switching to the other character, shining the torch around a room, not finding anything, go back to the other character, walk around for a bit, switch to the other character, look about again, and it's just tedious. Some of it is okay, but the AI isn't that bad. But I think it's more fun than Triforce Heroes, though. I'll put it that way.
That's good.
And finally, Book of Unwritten Tales 2, which was on sale. That's I didn't know anything about this game, but Karina found it and she thought we should try it. Basically, it's like a point-and-click adventure game on PlayStation 4. I think it's on PC as well. And it's like very like fantasy. You know, the characters, like there's a little tree stump man. He's like a little miniature bush. And he looks after an elf's garden, and like there's a plant that's alive, and it's sort of weird like fantasy stuff like that. But it's like the writing's really good in it. It's a funny game. So, yeah.
How about you, Alan? What are you playing this week?
I'm finally jumped off the Metal Gear bandwagon and back onto the Halo bandwagon. So I'm playing Halo 5. And well, it was a bit weird. I finally got the 9 gig download sorted after several hours. Started playing it after my TV updated because everything updates now, and it just felt off. The controls felt sluggish and nothing seemed to be working. Figured out my TV wasn't on game mode, so started from scratch. And gameplay wise, it's on point. Love it.
Good.
Not feeling the story.
Yeah.
I just feel I didn't enjoy Halo 4 as much as like Reach and Halo 3, and this one just seems like Halo 4.5. I'm just not feeling it.
Did you hear what IGN was saying this week? Where this week or last week, when they were saying that they feel like it was false advertising from Microsoft, where it's not like Locke versus Master Chief, and you're not like going head to head with each other and stuff. Do you agree with any of that, or are you feeling differently than that?
I think they maybe. I don't know, they kind of overemphasize this kind of mis-selling of the... I mean, it definitely isn't this Hunt the Truth, Locke v Master Chief. There is a little bit of that, but it's certainly more of I would say, Rescue Cortana, without spoiling anything. That is really your focus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, it felt... This is the first Halo game where I feel like the advertising and the campaign has been really detached from the game itself. Okay. For me, I kind of think they were at their best with ODST. Their marketing for that, the live action trailers were all brilliant, and everything just seemed on point. With this one, it just feels like, a memo got missed or something, and they've run with the wrong plot point of the game. Art-wise, the game looks amazing, but it's not a game that I'm enjoying. If I had to say stop.
What about the multiplayer? Have you played any of that?
No. My brother's on it. He's saying it's really good. I'm going to delve into it. I like to complete the campaign before I do multiplayer.
Yeah.
But work-life.
For myself, I haven't really played anything new. I mean, I've been playing Yoshi's Woolly World still. I dipped my toe back into Metal Gear this morning just a little bit, just because I feel like I need... Part of me feels like I need to keep pushing on to go, but the difficulty spike is so high once you beat the Metal Gear in the first part of the game, and then when you get into the second part, it's just like you're doing the same missions, but they're just hard. So I'm going to try it again a little bit and see what happens, but I beat Walking Dead Season 1 last week, and then Toby told me, which, PlayStation Plus, they gave Season 2 for free. And so when I had beat 1, and I was like, all right, I'll buy 2, or I'll ask for 2 for Christmas, and then it came up for free, so I downloaded it. I haven't played. I'm going to start tonight and mess with it a little bit tonight. But next week I'll be getting Fallout 4, but I really don't see myself, other than that, playing anything new until after Christmas. Like, my Christmas list was huge for Tony.
How excited are you for Fallout 4?
I'm excited, but I got a different excitement. I never played a Fallout game before, so I don't know what I'm getting into. I know it's got RPG elements and stuff like that, so that's got me a little excited. It looks phenomenal from what I've seen, like
I don't think it does. I think graphic-wise it looks awful.
No, I think it does. I think it looks good. I think it looks
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. What did?
I just look at I watched the launch trailer for it,
mm-hmm.
and it looks like a PS3 game to me.
Have you seen the?
No.
Did you see the side
No
by
way.
side someone did? They took the dog from Fallout 3 and they took the dog model from this one and they put them because everyone's going. It is night and day. I mean,
But I
obviously,
think they looked bad on PS3 anyway. It probably looks better than a Fallout game on PS3, but compared to most games now, I think it's lacking in the graphics.
I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't. I'll find out next week when I get it. I don't know per se, but honestly, like, really, nothing really looks bad on PS4 or Xbox One right now. Like, every game, one after the other, is just.
I'm not saying it
better
looks
than the next.
terrible, but
Yeah.
it's not the standards what I expect.
I guess. Well,
God,
The
it doesn't-
standards
I
are
know.
so high
I
now.
know.
That's
I know.
it.
You're ridiculous, man. You just don't like Fallout. Anything.
I'm with Bobby. I've never played one, but I really want to play
Yeah.
Fallout 4.
Well,
I
the thing is, I have a bias because I played New Vegas and I really didn't like it.
Yeah, but see, everybody says that New Vegas. A lot of people don't like New Vegas. A lot of
Yeah.
people liked 3, but didn't like New Vegas. So that could be why you didn't like it. You know, you didn't like the
Yeah,
number
could be.
series.
I mean, I
do
do
get
like.
where Toby's coming from.
I mean,
The visuals are
honestly,
always the
it's probably like someone playing Link Between Worlds and then playing Triforce Heroes, and then going the next Zelda. Oh, I'm not playing that because Triforce Heroes was horrible. It's two totally different games.
I don't know how different it's going to be though.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think scope-wise, I think this is Toby's problem is one that a lot of folk have though. Is it doesn't look that it's not like The Witcher. It doesn't have that kind of instant next gen.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
help
think
that
that
there's not much color. You know, it's a post-apocalyptic game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it also comes from Bethesda being so secretive and like not leaking it. You know, nothing has been released to this game till the day it was like this game's coming out this year, and I think I liked that. But yeah, it's like we haven't seen the game evolve from early alpha to final state.
I don't know. I think what has me excited is I like the idea of there's a nuclear fallout. You go in, you know, you dip away into a fallout shelter, and then you reemerge 100 years later and go. You know what I mean? Like, you're exploring this world and you don't know what's out there and all that
Concept
stuff.
is cool for sure.
So that's what has me excited, and then just the different ideas of going out and building up stuff, and you know, I guess we'll find out. I'm excited to try it, to say the least. I like the other thing I like too is I could pick between third person and first person. I don't have to play first person, which is good for me.
I do like the RPG elements that they add to it as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry it's not Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, I know that's basically all you know. But there is other good games. There is other good games out there, Toby. You gotta take that leap of faith.
Dude, I played 4 good games this week.
He does play more than just GTA. I mean, you know, Sonic, enter any title. He's played that. He tells us all the time.
So let's get into our first topic. It's going to be, you know, who is your favorite non-first-party developer? First-party developers are typically Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft.
And they have first-party studios within that under their banner, like EAD Tokyo and other like areas. Yeah,
but like a company like Platinum Games. Those would fall under second party, and then companies like Bethesda would be a third party, and then we have the indie games as well. Would Naughty Dog and stuff like that, would that fall under second party or first party, do you think?
I think they're first party.
Yeah, because they can't make games elsewhere if they decide.
I would say Platinum is probably third party, right? Because isn't second party like someone like Retro that is an independent studio but makes games exclusively on Nintendo platforms?
Does Nintendo not own a share of Retro though?
Yeah,
Is that
probably. It's confusing.
like what they did with Rare. So I would say that banners them because they were going to be my choice, but then I think about it's like Rare. They were really a first-party subsidiary developer.
Well, let's do this then. We'll determine who our favorites are, and then at that point we'll determine whether they're legit first or second party or third. Alan, we'll go to you first this time. Who is your favorite non-first party developer, and what do you like about them?
I'm gonna go with one that you probably would. It's just come to me now, and I think there's a reason for it, and it's going to be Blue Point Studios.
Okay.
I'm a bit, you know me, Bobby, Toby, I'm a nerd, right?
Yeah.
I love tech, and what those guys managed to do is they'll take, well, let's say they took the Uncharted collection, a game developed for the awkward as hell PS3. They managed to port it over, make it look amazing, running at 60 frames a second, improve texture, lighting, the works, and it just looks amazing. But for me, it's like the Ico Shadow Colossus collection is, I would love it if they would do that now for the PS4.
Yeah.
It's why I'm glad there's no backwards compatibility on PS4. But yeah, for a developer to be able to just jump into each system and suck the best out of it and give you great games that run well, I think that's a sign of a team. I want to see them do more of their own stuff. You know, I think they've got a market to themselves doing everyone else's, but I'd love to see them do something that's original. But for me, as a tech head, I love what they can do. It's probably completely left the field from what you guys are going to pick, but that's why I'm here. I'm the crazy Scottish guy who's usually hammered. Not today.
Toby, what about you? Who's yours?
You see, right? Are we counting like proper third party? Because I thought originally it had to be like a Nintendo non-first party studio.
No, it could be anybody.
Because originally I had two. I had Next Level Games and Retro Studios, because I wouldn't say they are first party.
Yeah.
But because they make great games. Retro is basically turning into the new Rare, I think, for Nintendo, and they just make nothing but good games. And Next Level Games, they made the Mario Strikers games. We just mentioned Dark Moon.
They did Punch Out, didn't they?
Yeah, Punch Out on Wii. So they got a good pedigree.
Yeah.
But I might just say Capcom. I know it's like publisher, but they make their own games as well. So
yeah,
and I think that I don't know the Resident Evil series is great, and Street Fighter and everything. They've got a lot of good games under their belt.
For myself, I feel two ways. I love what Level 5 does. And all the different stuff. Like, I love Fantasy Life. I like the Dr. Layton series. I'm liking Yokai Watch, the little bit that I played in the demo recently. So they're high up there for me. But for me, I gotta go. Man, this is tough. I kind of feel like Yacht Club and Image and Form are my favorites right now. And the reason being is Yacht Club, I feel like what they did with Shovel Knight, I feel, for myself personally, is amazing. Like, they went broke for a month in order to give us what they said they would give us. And with so many Kickstarters completely failing and falling into the tanks and not following through with what they promised, this was amazing that these guys went bankrupt for a month. And, like, not bankrupt, but they just had no money for a month and continued on because they so believed in this game. And then they're following through. Like, there's DLC. They just did the Plague Knight DLC for free. They didn't charge anybody for it because that was part of the Kickstarter rewards. So those guys really, my hat off to those guys. I think they do a great job. And then with Image and Form, I mean, I can't, you guys know how I am with them. But my feeling is that, like, with Image and Form, I feel like they give us what we want without us knowing we want it. And my example for that is, like, when SteamWorld Dig came out, like, and I fell in love with that game, I so wanted to Dig 2 because I wanted to find out, spoilers, what happens to Rusty afterwards. Like, it just, boom, done, and he's gone. Like, where is he? Is he dead? Is he not? Like, does it continue on? Like, what happens? And then they went a total different direction with Heist. And as I played it, I was like, this game is amazing. I mean, I played the demo. I didn't play the actual game. The game's not out yet. But I was just like, holy cow. Like, I didn't even know I wanted that style game. And you gave it to me. And I love it, you know? So I feel like the indie scene is amazing because they're doing what old school NES did, where they just put stuff out. They just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and they see what sticks. And to me, that's what was so great about the NES was you bought all these games, you had no clue really what they were because we didn't have like the internet and all that stuff, and it was all word of mouth. Like you would find these great games and you would tell all your friends about it and stuff. And I feel like that's what gets me excited about the indie scene. So, and those two companies in particular, I love them. I think they do a great job. So, the next topic we have is Star Wars and all the hype surrounding Star Wars. I don't know if you guys saw this. In the United States, we have the lovely Fox News, and they had some people on there mocking the Star Wars hype. And Neil Cavuto, and he had some guests there and stuff, and they were taking shots because they didn't understand what all the hype was about. And so, and I know, Alan, you're a huge Star Wars fan. Toby, not so much. You are, but I don't think you're anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not a fanatic.
Yeah, you're not like Alan. So,
yeah.
But my question is what is your favorite moment in the Star Wars series? All of it. It could be whatever it is. Toby, we'll start with you and then we'll kick to Alan.
Probably from the first episode 1 and episode 2, because I know that they're not people's favorites, but the lightsaber battles in fact, all of those 3 films, some of my favorite lightsaber battles are in those.
You're talking about the prequels.
Yeah, the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
So the Darth Maul one.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. Like his twin lightsabers.
Yeah.
2 against 1, and where should I spoil anything? I mean, everyone's probably seen it, right?
At this point, if you haven't
or like the way he dies. Let's just say that. I think that's awesome. And also another favorite of mine is Yoda and Count Dooku.
Yeah.
That fight, because I did not expect that from Yoda at that point. No, I was like, look at this old man, like walking in with his stick and that, and then he just goes mental. It's like,
yeah. I was in the theater. I saw it in the theater, and that moment, like he comes out with his cane, everybody's like, what the heck? And then he like drops the cane, and then he like pulls his saber, and then he puts his hand out, like, come on. Dude, the place just
he is badass.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
He went full Super Meat Boy in that bit.
Ah, that was awesome.
Bouncing all over the shop.
He was all over the place. And because you know what, you like, for me, like growing up, like, and I saw Empire the first time, and you see Yoda, and he's all decrepit and all beat up, and he's just old, and you don't think like this was what Yoda really was like when he was younger. So then when you get to see that, it was like, oh, this is awesome. So how about you, Alan? What's your favorite Star Wars moment?
Like Toby, there are a few. Apart from the music for these films, that's huge. For me, the thing I've loved, just to tangent, I will get back to it, the new trailers have always taken the original score and spun them a little bit. I loved the new trailer with the Luke Leia theme being used in the action. I think I mentioned that last time I was on. But back on point. For me, my favourite moment of those films is the original trilogy, the non-special edition theatrical cut. The only way to watch it. It's the fight between Luke and Darth. They set that up almost like a 3. It's the fight itself is a 3-act fight. It goes. It has your beginning, a middle, and end. And for me, it's the end point of that fight, where they're kind of in the shadows, and Darth is kind of goading him. He's prompting him. He's obviously reading him with the Force, and it's that moment where we followed Luke. He's been great. He's been the good guy. He's been the hero at the end of the first film. He's been the battered, the broken shell at the end of the second film, and at the end of this point, it's this build-up of, he doesn't go hero, he just goes rage. He just channels a part of that, and that brutal fight where he just batters Darth Vader, and he keeps battering him down, and it's the music building, and then he finally just breaks his dad, and he has that moment of clarity of, I walk that line between the light and the dark, and I crossed it, and he just completely is I wouldn't say disgusted, but he just throws his lightsaber down when he's told he won't do it, and he's had that moment of realization. For me, that's why Empire still kind of edges for me a little bit darker than Empire, and it's probably got an edge on it in terms of the dark story. I just love that bit, and I can watch it on repeat. I can just watch that whole fight on it, and just every time when he starts battering the music, I just love it. Yeah. Love that bit.
For me, I don't hate the prequels as much as most do. I feel like the prequels were very good films. One was slow, but it was needed to kind of see where he was going and where the story was going. It was the setup for everything to come. I liked 2 and 3. I felt like seeing Anakin turning into Vader was just great. Now, Christian Hayden, he wasn't a great actor.
Hayden Christensen.
Whatever, man. Whatever. he's that good, I don't remember his name. Whatever. I got the name right, I just got a flip-flop. I was saying it properly. But anyway, I don't feel like he was the greatest actor ever, but I don't think he was as bad as people made him out to be. But to see the turn into Vader, like, that was cool. But for me, what made me fall in love with Star Wars was, now when I was a kid, I didn't see Star Wars 1 in the theaters, and then Empire was going to come out, and they delayed it. So I remember my dad, they said, well, since we're pushing it back and we're delaying it because we have to fine-tune it, we're going to put Star Wars 1 back in the theaters. So we went and we saw it, and then I saw not episode 2, but I saw Empire Strikes Back. And Empire Strikes Back, to me, was just amazing. And the whole build-up, like, as a little kid watching, I was legit afraid of Vader. Like, he was just vicious, and I didn't feel like Vader. Like, now, Vader's cool. Like, I think Vader's cool. But growing up as a kid, you're just like, oh my God, this guy is just wicked. Like, he's choking people with his hand and all that stuff. And, like, that whole battle between Luke and Vader, I just thought was great. Like, it's dark. They're fighting right after Han gets turned into carbonite and stuff, and I just thought they did a great job with it. So for me, that was always my favorite moment, like the final battle scene in Cloud City between Luke and Vader, and then finding out that Vader was Luke's father and all that stuff. Like, that whole thing was just so well done. I think they did great with it. So that's where, for me, that's what turned me into a huge Star Wars fan. And
what's your opinion on puppet Yoda versus CG Yoda?
I mean, obviously, when they go to CG, they had to go to CG, because you're not going to be able to have Yoda walk around the way they did and do the things that he did in the original ones. But I feel like there's more heart with puppet Yoda.
Yeah.
As opposed to because the difference is you got someone actually acting, and underneath, you got the all that stuff going on, and that's happening. But with with Jim Henson and them, they're working and they're doing all the puppetry and stuff. So I feel like there's that live connection with someone, where in the prequels it's just computer animated and then someone's coming in later and voiceovering. So I feel like there's where you have the disconnect. Per se.
When you see the puppet in episode 1, I kind of see why they went CG, because the puppet didn't look right. The scenes where he was there, he looked like a rubber puppet. It actually looks more realistic in Empire and Jedi than he does 20 odd years later with a budget.
He looks
millions and times. Yeah, it looked comic booky. It didn't look right, and I will say that it was a logical step. I think they knew we're going to have this big fight scene, and I think they knew that if they had a puppet Yoda in episode 2, and then it's suddenly CG Yoda, it would stand out even more than just having CG Yoda all the way through. Yeah. But we don't talk about it.
Oh man, what about that the fight with the 4-armed robot guy?
Oh, that was cool.
That was cool. Amazing, that fight.
Those like you said, those fight scenes in the prequels were just well done. They were well choreographed. I got news for you. That Obi-Wan versus Anakin in episode 3, I thought was great. I loved it. Really? Why?
Hated that. That I am on record. Every friend I've spoken to is like you. They love it. And when I first saw it, I was blown away by the scope of it. And then I sat down, I thought about it, and I thought, well, I don't. Why? I know we had to get to a point where he's going to be set on fire, but we could have got that any other way.
The thing is,
I wanted just a brutal fight, not a over-the-top spectacle fight.
The way that fight ends, though, is pretty lame, I think. Like,
Well,
he flips over and just like, was it that easy, really? Like,
yeah, but think about it. Like when Vader kills Obi-Wan, they're battling, and then he just puts his sword up and he hits him.
Yeah.
So the battles, they've always been kind of anticlimactic in those regards. But I felt like it was very well choreographed. And I think what I liked about Episode 3's battle so much was it took me back to the Empire battle, where it was dark and it's a lot of glowing and stuff, and you're seeing mainly just the swords going, or lightsabers going back and forth with each other. To me, that's what I liked about it.
For me, it comes back to my favourite moment was the Luke battle, like you, but for me it was Empire. Sorry, Return.
Yours was Jedi.
He's Jedi, yeah. I wanted it to kind of be a mirror of it. Okay, yeah, have your bigger effects and that, but make it just a personal. These are two friends that are about to rip each other apart. You know, they're both polar opposites, and they're going to fight. It shouldn't have been swinging from cables. It should have been, you know, just laying into each other. And it's why I'm really excited to see the John Boyega fight versus Kylo Ren in the new Star Wars, which they've shown in the trailers, because neither of them are trained Jedi or Sith. Both have got, and it's going to be weird to see if they're just going to do this kind of really dirty, brutal fight, which is what I would like to see.
Yeah. All right, let's move along. Real quick, I don't know how quick we can get through this, but the last topic we had was the Nintendo Direct, and Nintendo has announced that they will do one more Direct for the end of the year. Two-part question: when do you think they'll do the Direct, and what's one thing that you think they will absolutely talk about in that Direct? So, Toby, what's up? What do you think?
Well, last time you asked me this, I said it will happen next week, and it didn't happen. So, you know what I'm going to say? It's going to happen next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know what I think that they're guaranteed to say, but what I really want them to say is about Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah.
But if they do say that, it won't be out till like February, March, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it's coming out this year, if it's true.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Alan? Where are you at?
I agree with Toby on what they're going to announce. I think we will get our Twilight Princess HD announcement for next year, but I'm going to go that they'll probably have it on the 22nd of November, which is kind of historically that kind of period when they release Zelda games. So I think it makes sense to announce a game that kind of the 20th, 22nd November.
Yeah. Myself, I feel like they're probably going to go last week of November, first week of December, right in that area somewhere. If I had to really, like, if I had a gun to my head and such, I would say the last week of November. I think they're going to put something out because it gives them a full month, almost 3 weeks before Christmas. So anything that they come out with, what I feel like they're really going to come out with, I think we're going to get the Smash ballot results, and I think we're going to get where they're going with Amiibo for those. Like, I think they're going to announce whatever characters, and I think we're going to get Shovel Knight. That's my gut. My gut says we're going to get announcement, full scale. Shovel Knight will be in Smash, and I think that they'll announce, like, the Amiibo that they put out will also work for Smash. That's my gut.
So, alright, so you don't think they'll make another Shovel Knight, but in the Smash style?
No. You know what, they might. They actually really might. They might do that, because Nintendo's done it. I mean, look at the Mario Party series and all the different Marios that they put out. I mean, I could see them doing that.
I think
I think they will say that the existing Shovel Knight will work on it.
Yeah. If he is in Smash style, I'm sure that they'll bring out another Amiibo in the Smash style.
Yeah.
Would you buy it? Is the question.
Yeah.
I
would finish the Smash collection. Yeah.
I also think that there'll be a big DLC announcement for Mario Maker. and also I think they'll tease the DLC for Xenoblade as well.
Yeah, probably.
It's not even out though.
Customizable robots, or whatever they call. What they called?
Scales, yeah.
Dolls. Yeah, I think.
Okay, so typically at this time, this is when we do get your facts straight. But what we did was we asked people in the Facebook group to ask us questions. What do you want to know, and different things. So
I've got one from Twitter as well. So.
Oh, you did get one from Twitter?
Yeah.
Well, we'll go with yours first.
All right, so mine's from @HalcyandHolly _
Okay.
Our friend Holly. She's got her own
Holly.
YouTube channel. She asks if you could have.
Hold on. We love you, Holly. Just so you know, we want you to come back on the show sometime very soon.
Yeah, she should definitely come back on.
She's playing with our emotions.
She needs to meet me.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What's your question?
She says, if you could have any food item from any game, what would it be?
Oh my God! Any food item?
Yeah.
Any game?
So you could have like Castlevania wall chicken, or like dumpster chicken from Streets of Rage.
No.
You could have.
Listen, I'm a
Toilet crisps from BioShock.
Yeah, listen. I'm full fat right here. Like I'm not touching any of that garbage. Like, you know what? I'll take pizza from Earthbound. There we go. That's me.
I'm gonna pick all of the nice, delicious treats that you can pick up in Kirby games, like Kirby's Adventure, or Kirby's. Well, you know, a lot of Kirby games, they share that sort of sweet, like cakes and lollipops and stuff. Like, they share that across a bunch of games.
Yeah.
In Chibi Robo, they have actual candy in Chibi Robo and stuff.
Awesome.
That you find. So,
Damn.
go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the yellow pellets from Pac-Man.
Oh, good God.
I'm sure they're delicious.
But what are they? Are they like cheese balls?
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
If you believe there's some rumor that the Pac-Man is actually a dying astronaut in space, and the pills are actually his antipsychotic meds, and the ghosts are his dead astronaut friends. They could be antipsychotic meds, which I probably do need.
The first question I have from our Facebook group comes from Jen Nummer. She asks, which console will you / did you buy Shovel Knight on, and why? So, Toby, I don't believe you have Shovel Knight.
No, I'm yet to buy it. But you know what? Yeah, I will. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking I'll probably get it on 3DS, because I'm more likely to complete it on 3DS.
Now, you know they just put out an actual physical...
I know, yeah. I saw that. I've seen that. People have been posting those in the Facebook groups, and they are beautiful box arts.
They are.
But the price is so much more. But
$24.
It's like £25 though.
Yeah, but that's...
You can get it for £22 on Amazon, I think.
Can you? Well, I might. Well, I might just get it on 3DS.
The digital version's like $14, something like that. What about you, Alan? What do you have it on?
I have it on the 3DS, and it was at your recommendation actually to buy it on that. As you said, it was the best way to play it, and yeah, I agree. It's it is the best way for me though. The 3DS I have is too small, so I need to get the XL. There you go, Toby. It's $18.85 on Amazon.
Boxed.
£4 more.
Wow.
Boxed retail edition.
Yeah, I might have to get that then.
Okay, so myself, I own it currently on the 3DS, on the Wii U as well. I asked for Christmas the physical version of the PS4, and the reason being was that's a different version than the other two that has Kratos in it.
Oh yeah.
So I've been wanting to buy it on PS4, but I will also probably go at some point, probably after Christmas if I get any money or gift cards, I will go and buy both 3DS and Wii U retail copies that I want.
Do you think we're going to see a Yacht Club announcement of maybe a special Nintendo character? Because it's Kratos on PS4 and there's one on Xbox, isn't it?
No, because what they did was we got it first.
Yeah.
Nintendo got it first.
Plus, like, the whole game is like a homage to Nintendo classics.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it would be awesome to have Link. It would be awesome to have Link in it. I think that would be amazing, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Or Shake or something. That would be or Ganon even.
So, next question comes from Alessandro. He basically said, the one first thing he said was that I wanted to personally answer was he said no more Stump the Guru. He was questioning that. Unfortunately, I will do it again. I promise you I will do it again. My issue was I recorded on 2 separate occasions 2 hours worth of game footage, and both times my Elgato screwed up. One time it didn't record my voice. Second time it just didn't record. And it showed it was recording, it was doing everything, it just was not capturing the footage. So it got me frustrated, and I needed to take a break from it. So now that we have the mid-level goals and stuff like that, like the checkpoints, I'm going to jump back in and start playing again.
I will personally make you a brand new level if you...
Okay. I will. I'll do it again. And I'll do Alessandro's level. Because I did touch his. His was one of the ones I did do that I got lost. And he did a great level. He did if I'm not mistaken, if I got the proper person, I thought he did a Zelda version, a Zelda 2 version, which was awesome. But his other question would be, what would your dream Zelda game be? So if you could basically say, Nintendo, make this type of Zelda, what would it be?
Go, you go first, Alan.
Okay. It would be massive open world with a Disney 2D but 3D animation style with full voice acting for the entire world, but not for Link.
I would buy it. I mean, I would buy anything, but that'd be cool. I thought about this.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I just want more top-down Zelda.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like a HD, like pixel style Zelda on Wii U or something. That'd be great. Or even like a HD, like Link Between Worlds style game on Wii U, like top-down. I just love top-down Zelda.
You know what's funny is I had pretty much the same thing. Mine was a game like Zelda 1, which means open world. You can go anywhere. You can enter any castle, any dungeon, all that stuff, and it doesn't matter what you have and all that. But how Zelda 1 was, where like you would move page to page, change that to like Animal Crossing, where Animal Crossing you could free flow and move all over the place. So it's still top down, but you just move wherever you want to go. So I would love like maybe a proper sequel to Zelda 1, but just with HD graphics and just looking awesome. So that would be for me. So basically, I liked Link Between Worlds. I just wanted on a big HD, I want a big screen HD that's 2, 3, 4 times the size of what we typically had from a Zelda game. I would love that. Absolutely love that.
That'd be amazing.
The next question comes from Joey Rivera. Joey asked, is Nintendo finally listening and sending more Amiibo stock, or is the craze just dying down? What do you guys think?
I think it's probably a mix of both. I think they've started restocking a lot of the rarer ones, especially on like Nintendo UK store. Like you can still get like Little Mac and Rosalina for £10.99, and they're not like selling out. Like occasionally they'll sell out, but the next week they might come back. Yeah. So I think like people are probably starting to get a little bit tired because they bring out so many so quickly. Yeah. Like I think that because even I, as a die-hard Amiibo collector, I am getting a bit tired of them. Yeah. So it's kind of a mix of both, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. Yeah. I also think that with Nintendo doing the restocks in the United States, it's helped to amplify and make it easier for overseas to get them, because that's where the tightening happened. Like Europe was getting a lot, Japan was getting a lot, United States wasn't getting anything. And then once we realized, hey, we can import these from overseas, that's when the inventory in Europe started to really drastically die down. Yeah. And became tight for you guys, because you guys would put pre-orders, like a pre-order would go up in Europe on Amazon, and it would be sold out in 5 minutes, and you guys never even got a shot at it. And it was like, what the heck is going on here? And here's all these Americans saying like, oh, I ordered it. And so there was a lot of fighting going on for a while there in groups.
Yeah, they were putting pre-orders up a dumb time. I remember Jigglypuff and Greninja went on Games website at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it kept crashing, and I was just like, why is this going up at 3 in the morning? There's no one awake. But no, I'm with Toby and you. It's definitely a mixture. I think the new challenge for Amiibo collectors is getting the first run, not the restocks. It's getting the original kind of shipments instead of the tweaked ones.
The next question, this is a good one. I like this one. This one comes from Raul. And Raul said, what is your take on taking advantage of glitches in video games? I already know Toby's. What he wanted to know what I thought.
The thing is...
Stop. He knows what you're saying.
No, he doesn't know. He knows my opinion on GTA glitches. GTA cheating money glitches.
Yeah.
But I've got other opinions, like... I love watching speedruns, and a lot of the time...
It's not what he's talking about.
No.
He's talking about people taking advantage of the system to get money and do things like that nature.
Is that exactly how he worded it?
Is that like the cow glitch in Witcher, where you were able to spawn and sell cows?
Basically what happened was he was asking if they had modders. A couple weeks ago he asked if there was modders, or if anybody knew of any modders in GTA that could help him make money quickly. And Toby kind of got offended and jumped in and really gave him a hard time about it. So my take is this. Here's my feeling. And I'm coming from a different perspective because I don't really do the GTA Online that much. Occasionally I'll jump in with Toby and his friends whenever they were playing, or if it lined up properly. But for me personally, do what you want to do. If that's how you want to play the game, then by all means. Just at the same time, don't turn around and be like, oh, look at all my riches and what I have and what I've accomplished, like you did it naturally. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is, in Animal Crossing, we talked about it in that episode we did with the wives, Toby, where people were they were duping, meaning they would take money bags, like I would take money over to Toby, drop the money bags. Then as I was leaving his town, at a certain time, Toby would shut his Wi-Fi off. When he shut the Wi-Fi off, it would kick me out completely. End result, would come back in. Toby would have all the money bags I dropped on the ground, and I would still have the money in my pockets.
This is the old Pokemon glitch, isn't it? Where you could transfer, pull out, and you both still have it.
Yes.
That's how I got 6 like Mewtwo's at one point.
So my feeling is this. I don't do it. I don't condone it. I want to play games naturally. So I have some sense of accomplishment. I've never done duping. I've never done any of that. Anytime that I've ever accumulated boatloads of money in Animal Crossing, the game got boring for me. Because there's no challenge at that point. You can do whatever you need to do in the game. So I agree to some extent with Toby in this aspect of, I'm not telling you not to do it, and I'm not telling you that you shouldn't do it. By all means, if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out.
And the kicker is as well.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're doing it, it is what it is.
You can buy in-game money with real-life money.
Yeah.
So people that spend like £5-10 on a couple of million in-game cash, like I feel bad for them, with the people that are cheating to get millions for nothing. Like that's just like, I don't know, that's bad. And like people that play the game together, they work hard for their cash in the game, they achieve, like they get their money, they can buy their supercar. Like you feel good about yourself, and that.
This is all, Alan. This is all because this is stuff that Toby's done, and he wants to pound his chest like I'm the man. That's all it is.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, you know, I'm not. It's just I just don't see how anyone can enjoy the game by cheating like that.
But that's not.
He said to me,
but here's my feeling. If that's he spent $60 on the game, you spent $60 on the game. If that's how he enjoys playing the game, then that shouldn't take away from you. Just because that's not the way you would enjoy the game.
What if he cheats? He plays for 5 minutes. He cheats, gets $5 million, buys a tank that would take him months to earn, and then he just comes and runs everyone over and shoots everyone.
I think there needs to be serious questions asked about the internal economy of that game, where it's possible for anyone to buy a ready tank.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at the end of the day, though. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, if he enjoys doing that, that doesn't affect your life in any.
Yeah, but you don't know. Like, I don't know if this guy has cheated to get this gold-plated helicopter. He's flying up in the sky in a gold helicopter. I look at him and I go, bloody hell, he must be good with that helicopter. You know, how long's he been playing? Oh, he cheated. He's playing 5 minutes.
Yeah, but here's the question. Again, the question is...
Toby's got helicopter envy.
Yeah, how does that affect you? So what?
Did he cheat?
It's cheating the system. It's like a competitive online multiplayer game, and there's cheaters.
You know the biggest issue isn't the cheaters with these. It's like Bobby and I are playing Metal Gear, right? I'm 60% into the game, and I probably am going to stop because I'm getting sick of playing the same mission over and over. Is it mother base coins? If you get a reward of like 20. And it's like, oh, cool, I'm going to go and buy another mother base. It's like, yeah, you need 1,000 of these. It's like, right, I have 50.
Yeah.
Well, you can go and spend £10 and you can have... It's like, no, I don't want to play that. Give me a decent reward. If I go into a main mission I complete it, give me... I don't want to have to do the forward on operating base missions. I don't
mess with that stuff. I don't mess with all that. I just play in the game. I'm not messing with the extra stuff.
That's a bigger problem, is developers that are now going, how can we monetize an in-game system? And it's like, what will Nintendo start doing that one day with a Zelda game?
No, I don't see them ever doing that. Let's do one more. We'll do one more question. Do you guys want to talk about Batman animated or YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay. So the question comes from Candace in our group.
Everhart?
What's that?
What? That's a Hunger Games reference for anyone out there.
Stop.
I'm down with them kids. Okay. Not in that way. That's
Anyway, Candace from our group, she also is a YouTuber, but she asked what inspired us to get into YouTube and doing YouTube videos and stuff like this. So, Toby, you do YouTube videos. What inspired you to get doing them?
I don't know really. I think originally, just like watching Let's Plays, and seeing like the fun that people had with that, and so I tried making my own and I enjoyed it, and then I started making some tutorial videos which other people liked, and then you start getting comments and interaction with people, and it's just enjoyable. Like, it's just a hobby really. And then like from then on, just sort of I joined your channel and started making stuff for you, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a hobby really. It's just a fun thing to do. It's just make videos and stuff.
I'm trying to get Alan to do some videos for us.
Yes, Alan needs to make some videos.
He needs to stop being lazy and start doing some stuff.
I am talentless. Although I am working on a Photoshop that I got the idea for last night when I was.
We're not worried about Photoshop. We're talking about YouTube, okay?
I've done a couple of videos. I've done one. I did an unboxing with 3DS, which was terrible. Then I did the Gold Mario unpackaging.
He did do the video for me. He did the Gold Mario unboxing that one time.
Alan needs to just put the camera down on, like, face him and just rant to the camera about a video game.
Yeah. That's been an idea that I did throw it to Bobby. Was me getting angry about something.
Yeah, or like have a chat about faulting sheep in Metal Gear or something.
What's so awesome about it? What's so great about it?
Exactly, like just talk about some quirky stuff that you do in a video game.
For myself, I always wanted to do a podcast. Like, that was for a very long time, but I had no clue how to start one, how to do one, any of that stuff. I always had a desire to discuss things in gaming and things that are going on that I believed in. You know, all three of us originally met through the NBC Facebook group, and we hung out there. We, you know, like, we didn't know each other great, but I saw both of you guys all the time leaving comments, and I left comments, but I always kind of wanted to do a podcast. And so my wife, Toni, had been doing the YouTube channel for a year, and in that year it's just kept on me, like, come on, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. And I'm like, I don't feel like it, this isn't me, I don't want to do it. So then finally she broke me down, and I was like, you know what, I think I'll do it. So I tinkered with it, and I didn't like it, and I quit after like a week or two, and I was like, this isn't good. And then I rethought what I wanted to do, and that's when I came up with the whole Geek Guru stuff, and started with all that, and a lot of the stuff that I do was in that original concept that I did for the other channel, and then it just, as time went on, that's when Toby came to me and was like, hey, you know, I like your videos, would you, you know, would you care if I did some videos for you? And I was like, absolutely. But my inspiration has to be Toni. Like, she's the one that pushed me to do this originally. As far as like what I tried to do, like the direction and all that stuff, that inspiration comes from like the Kind of Funny guys. Like, I liked watching Greg Miller and all them when they were on IGN, and them branching out and doing their stuff kind of inspired me a little bit, because I was like, hey, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like, and I just want to do it for fun. Like, I'm not looking to make $1 million, or I'm not making, you know, I mean, it'd be nice to make a career out of this, but I just don't see that happening. And I'm having a good time. Like, the podcast for me, this part of the YouTube channel is the best. This is the best day of the week for me, because I get to come on and spend an hour, hour and a half talking to my two friends, sometimes random people that we bring in as well, also friends from around the world. Like, if you would have told me 2 years ago that I would be sitting on a Saturday morning talking to someone from Scotland, someone from England about video games, I'd have said, you're crazy. Never would happen.
What is your favorite gaming YouTube channel right now?
I watch Josh Thomas, the BitBlock, but he's kind of gotten to the point where he's not really doing what I was into originally.
Game Explain?
I like Game Explain. They have a lot of good stuff. I'll give you one that I turned on to recently that I like. Captain Falcon. He's in our group, Adam, and I started watching his stuff. He has a Let's Play channel with his friend Joe. It's called Couch Arcade, and then he has his own stuff that he does. And I'm telling you right now, their giveaway that they did, they gave away a couple of amiibo, and the results was the funniest thing, the funniest video I had saw. Like, I just sat there and laughed hysterically watching them do the giveaway, the announcement. And Adam is really funny, great channel. It's a lot of fun. He dresses up like Captain Falcon in his video, so I think you guys should check it out. You would like it.
I've subbed to his channel.
Yeah, I am too. And Holly, I like Holly. Like, I did the gamer tag that she did a couple weeks ago, and Holly I like because she's into, and I guess I'm kind of girly because she like a lot of stuff that she's into. I'm like, I'm into this stuff too. Mine is like game wise, not the
Mac makeup.
But like, I think she is very informative. I think she's funny. I think she's awesome. Like, I love watching her videos. So I would say Adam and Holly are probably my go-tos that I go to right now. And Game Explain, those three I would say.
I think it's hard to find a good female YouTuber that I like watching.
Yeah.
Just because there's not as many, and there's not as many confident women making videos, like especially in the gaming scene.
Yeah.
And Polly's just really good at it.
Yes.
And she's kind of kooky. She's got like lots of light-hearted stuff on her channel and just random videos that you would never think of. Like, she finds weird games on Steam and plays them. Like, there's one about you play a sperm or something, and then you fly through like these inner tubes shooting bullets at monsters and stuff. It's so it's funny though. But,
what about you, Alan? What's your favorite?
My favourite at the moment is probably, and I keep shouting this boy out, I'm gonna have to start charging him. It's Liam Robertson from the Unseen.
Yes.
He's his own guy, but he does stuff for the Unseen 64. And
Tamaki, isn't it?
Sorry?
Tamaki, is that is the channel name?
Yeah, Dr. Cupcake on Twitter. He's always uncovering stuff. I mean, he's done another follow-up video about Project Hammer, and that game just sounded like a mental disaster from inception to when it died. And I like that kind of stuff too. I like hearing about the behind-the-scenes stuff. So for me, that tickles that itch. And is that a saying? Tickles that itch.
Tickles that tickle. Scratches that itch.
Scratches that itch.
That's the one. What? So yeah, there's that. Game Explain I watch as well. The IGN stuff. You know, I listen to their podcast, but I don't watch the Kind of Funny videos. Do you guys?
I only listen to PSR Love You.
Yeah, that's all.
PlayStation.
I was listening to the Geek Cast, and no offense,
Tim Geddes, man.
I couldn't take him. I couldn't take them. Like I was excited when they did the Games Cast because I thought, oh, I loved Colin and Greg when they did Podcast Beyond, and when they left, I stopped listening to Podcast Beyond. I gave it about a month, 2 months. I could not take the new dynamics. They totally scrapped the show. They went a different direction. So when I can't watch the live stream on Twitch because I'm working, so I typically can't watch that. But then when the Games Cast, when they started doing that, I was excited. I was like, this is going to be awesome. But Tim Geddes is just, I think he's bad as a host. So I like the guy. The thing that drives me crazy is he lets Colin and Greg bully him. And it drives me up the wall, where he doesn't have a voice of his own. Like, going into that, I thought this is going to be a great dynamic because those guys are the Sony guys. He's the Nintendo guy. He quickly abandoned the Nintendo ship and kind of lets Colin bully him into some stuff. And I feel like, and I'm not trying to be negative in any retrospect at all. When I'm saying bullying, I'm not trying to shine a bad light on it. Like, I just mean like they beat him up a little bit because he can't articulate his thought process properly. Like, he feels like the Nintendo 3DS has the best gaming library on handhelds, and those guys bash him for it, and he just kind of cowers and backs away. And it does have the best handheld library. Like, I'll put that up against anything on the Vita. I enjoy my Vita.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but like, debate somebody that knows the 3DS backwards and forwards if you're going to debate them. Tim just doesn't know the 3DS as well. When he says it has the greatest library and he starts naming a couple games, like, seriously, I could go head-to-head with Colin on that, and I could, that 3DS is amazing. Now, with PS I Love You, they're back to doing what I love them for doing, and that's got me. I listen to that every week. I love it.
PS I Love You, I love because it's scratching the itch that Beyond stopped scratching.
Yes.
Once.
Yeah.
They found their feet, but I kind of see it as the diet comedy button. I'm not.
Yeah. We've gone quite a bit. We could do a whole episode on this, and I'm really I'm liking the talk, and I don't want to cut it off, but unfortunately, we're at an hour and 23 minutes, and that's way over.
We're leaving facts this week then.
Yeah, we're not going to do facts.
You can put your Sonic facts back.
Yeah, you can put your Sonic facts away.
And then you can discuss them next week.
We're not going to do a 3-hour episode, Toby. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us, if you're listening to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher, we fully appreciate that. Just thank you for all the love. You can follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at the Geek Gurus. You can follow Toby at Toby's_take. He's on Twitter. Allan on Twitter is Allan_Paxton. Are you even doing anything on Full Fat Gaming anymore, or no?
I still have the Twitter handle, but I'm just trying to do things more through me.
Yeah, and that's cool. So that is all. Thank you. Peace, mother.
Peace.
May the force be with you.